Your eyes are flickering, which shows that you are very nervous. Also, I can sense a faint energy fluctuation from you. Are you afraid I will attack you? Plop. Ming-Sher-In fell to his knees. Please forgive me, Master. Master's cultivation base is unfathomable, and I know I am no match for you. The defensive gesture is just an instinctive, unintentional act. His forehead broke out in a cold sweat. He was really frightened when he saw Ming-Sher-Yin's behavior. Lu Zhou could not help but sigh with emotions in his heart. He knew that Ji Tiandao only used one method to teach his disciples in the past. That was through brutal beating. As someone who came from a modern era, Lu Zhou knew very well what kind of consequences it would cause in the long term. The disciples' hearts would be filled with fear and hatred, until one day, when they had the strength to compete with their master, they would likely kill him. It was inevitable that things would come to this point today. Therefore, Lu Zhou was not too angry about the disciples' defection. I know what you are thinking, so I'm giving you a chance now. He pointed at a piece of paper placed on the tea table and said, On that paper is the final script of the Blue Wood technique. I'm giving it to you now. With it, your cultivation base will go one step further, and maybe you can even advance into nascent divinity tribulation realm. Ming-Sher-Yin's eyes widened as he stared incredulously at the piece of paper, wondering whether he should take it or not. According to Master's old way, if I take it, I will at least have my hand broken. However, since Master repelled the top 10 experts, his temperament has changed greatly, and even his routine has changed. In other words, I can take it. Ming-Sher-In swallowed. He was about to stand up when Lu Zhou picked up the piece of paper and waved, causing it to fall gently in front of him. Although his strength had not yet recovered, it was still very easy for him to control a piece of paper. Ming-Sher-In was overjoyed when he saw the final script of the Blue Wood technique, and he hurriedly kowed out and said, Thank you, Master. I will definitely spare no effort to rid the scourge in our sect. His loyalty immediately increased by 10% to 69%. Lu Zhou nodded with satisfaction. Ding, you've disciplined Ming-Sher-In and are rewarded with 200 reward points. Lu Zhou knew that with Ming-Sher-Yin's current strength and cultivation base, it was indeed very difficult for him to complete the task of ridding the scourge in the sect. So, he did not force a ladder. You may leave now. Ming-Sher-In took his leave obediently. Meanwhile, Duan Musheng and Little Yuana looked at Lu Zhou with an envious look on their faces. Both of them wished to have a weapon, but Ji Qindao's items were all gone, making it impossible for Lu Zhou to fulfill their wishes now. So he said, I hope you do your job well and don't let me down. I understand, Master. Duan Musheng cupped his fist and bowed before leaving the gazebo. It was not until their figures disappeared that Little Yuana pursed her lips and murmured, Master, I want to go out on a mission too. You're still young and lack experience. You will stay with me. Lu Zhou still needed her to protect him. Master, isn't the task of spying on Zhou Jifeng assigned to senior sister Zhao Yu? Zhao Yu's way of doing things is too erratic, not stable enough. She has finished her task for 2 days and has not returned so far, nor can she do it. Ah! Little Yuana was shocked, and she said incredulously, Is it possible that senior sister doesn't want to come back anymore? There had been no news from Zhao Yu after her first letter, and Lu Zhou knew that she was most likely not coming back. Like the few other disciples, she chose to leave the sect. Lu Zhou tried to figure out the reason for her defection, but failed, for a great part of Ji Qindao's memory was lost. However, Ming-Sher-In had only gone out once, and his loyalty was reduced to below the passing level. So Zhao Yu should have been also persuaded by someone to defect, he reckoned. Anyhow, he stopped thinking about it after a moment. After all, it was not an overnight project to discipline and tame these disciples. His priority now was to restore his life force and increase his cultivation base as quickly as possible. He did not say anything, but Liu Yuan felt that her master was unfairly treated. So she said angrily, I can't believe senior sister Zhao Yu is also like that. Lu Zhou shook his head and said, Just ignore her. Master, she betrayed you in the sect. How can we simply ignore her? Liu Yuan got angrier. Lu Zhou found her angry look rather cute, and he said, In this case, You'll also find out news about Zhou Yu at the station for the next few days. I understand, Master. Leave me alone. You may cultivate on your own. Yes. Thinking that Lu Zhou was sulking, little Yuaner obediently left the gazebo. Meanwhile, Mingshi Yin, who got the final part of his cultivation technique, met with Duanmu Sheng at the foot of the mountain. "Oh, fourth, you are really lucky this time," said Duanmu Sheng with an envious look. "Master not only didn't blame you, but also gave you the final part of the Bluewood technique." With his arms folded over his chest, Mingshi Yin said, "I have no idea what Master was thinking. Maybe I really thought too much." "What do you mean?" "I've completed the task, so it is reasonable for Master to reward me. However, Old Seven said that Master possessed a secret drug that can temporarily conceal his injury, so I thought of testing him. Mingshi Yin did not hide it from his senior brother." Duanmu Sheng's expression changed slightly when he heard that. "You really have the nerve." "Aye, but it's too late to regret now. Among the fellow disciples who are still on Golden Court Mountain now, you are the cleverest." "I can't believe you would do such a stupid thing," said Duanmu Sheng in a stern voice. "Even I could figure out myself without being told by Old Seventh. If Master were not wounded and his cultivation base were at its peak, why would he stay on the mountain?" Mingshi Yin nodded repeatedly. With their master's temper, he would have gone out to finish the enemies if he were healthy and in his peak form. During the last fierce battle with the top 10 experts, he had used many ultimate skills, and yet he was perfectly fine. No ordinary cultivator would dare to waste energy like that. "Senior brother, I've always wanted to complete Bluewood technique. With it, I believe it won't take me long to reach the perfected level of the divine court realm. Maybe I can even step into the nascent divinity tribulation realm, just like eldest senior brother and second senior brother. Now that I have finally got it, however, I feel somewhat lost. Ever since junior sister Qianxin deserted the sect, Master stopped teaching the final part of all the cultivation techniques and giving out heaven-grade treasures. But he made an exception for you this time. You are afraid that Master has other thoughts, aren't you?" said Duanmu Sheng. "Indeed. What do you think it is?" Mingshi Yin asked. "My advice is to faithfully complete the tasks assigned us by Master. Think about it. Master is wounded now, and he is approaching the end of his life, so he won't harm us. Also, the top 10 sects have suffered heavy losses, and they won't dare to attack Golden Court Mountain rashly. I believe that Golden Court Mountain will still be our protective shield for a long time to come." "That makes sense. Senior brother, you are a man of great wisdom, and your words have enlightened me." Mingshi Yin bowed toward Duanmu Sheng. If he deserted the sect after taking the script, he would not only infuriate his master, but also face the pursuit of orthodox cultivators. At the moment, when they still lacked the courage to establish their own sect like their eldest senior brother, staying on Golden Court Mountain was their best choice. "Ding, you are rewarded with 200 merit points from disciplining Mingshi Yin. Mingshi Yin's loyalty increases by 5%. Duanmu Sheng's loyalty increases by 5%. Sitting in the gazebo, Lu Zhou opened his eyes slightly as he smiled and nodded. Ji Tiandao did not dare to give them the final part of their cultivation techniques, but Lu Zhou did, because his journey had just begun. The old villain had reached the end of his life, and therefore he needed to control his disciples with such a method. Meanwhile, Lu Zhou had no need for it. Name, Lu Zhou. Race, human. Cultivation base, the eye aperture stage of the mystic enlightening realm. Avatar, 2 transform powers. Merit points, 1,004. Remaining life, 1,509 days. Items, Ji Tiandao Peak Form Card X2, Critical Block Card Passive X5. A3 Condensing Flowers Avatar costs 3,000 merit points, but I only have 1,000 points. It is far from enough. Should I wait a little longer? No, I can't afford to wait. My health is too poor, and I don't want to repeat Ji Tiandao's mistake. It is because of old age that his cultivation base gradually reduced. But a reversal card costs 500 merit points, which is too expensive. Well, I think I'll try my luck first. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. He tried 5 times in a row and spent 250 merit points, and yet all he got was a bunch of "thank you for trying." Zhou's brow frowned slightly as he said in a not-so-happy voice, "System, you have given me 23 times of thank you for trying in a row, including the 18 times before this. Is there any problem with the probability of your lucky draw?" Of course, the system did not answer, and he barely restrained himself from swearing. "I still have 754 merit points. I will try 2 more times, and then use the balance to buy a reversal card. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. F***CK. Zhou cursed in his mind. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. I'll try just 1 more time, and if it still gives me nothing this time, I'll stop. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. 1 more time. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. In the blink of an eye, his merit points were almost gone. He got nothing but "thank you for trying," while he had accumulated a total of 33 luck points. I think I understand now. These are not luck points, but bad luck points, right? Looking at the merit points on the interface, which showed 104, Zhou said, "Fine, I admit defeat. But since there was nothing he could do or buy with so little merit points. Lucky draw. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points and 33 luck points. You have received a cultivation technique, 3 scrolls of heaven writing, an avatar, 3 condensing flowers, reversal cards X10. Zhou looked at the system panel in surprise, unable to believe that he had won the prize when he was least expecting it. He took a while to calm down, and then glanced at the items he won from the lucky draw. They were amazing. If he were to purchase himself, a 3 condensing flowers avatar would cost him 3,000 merit points, while 10 reversal cards would require 5,000 merit points. In addition to them, he also won a cultivation technique called the 3 Scrolls of Heaven Writing. He noticed that in the field of cultivation techniques on the right side of the panel, the radio button in front of the 3 Scrolls of Heaven Writing was lit. At a thought, 3 scrolls of writing unfolded, one after another. The first one was called the Human Scroll of Heaven Writing. The Human Scroll is a prologue of Heaven Writing, and it is also called the Nether Book of 3 Lives. When one cultivates it to the highest level, one can comprehend the secret of life and death and master transmigration. Zhou frowned slightly. Because the contents that followed were all messy writing like meaningless symbols, he did not understand any of them. He could not even understand the prologue, not to mention the other 2 scrolls. He leafed through them and found that the system had simply dimmed the contents. Great. You do live up to your name, the heaven writing that cannot be read. After that, Zhou turned his attention to the 10 reversal cards. According to the rate at which each card could give him about 300 days of life force, he had just won himself nearly 10 years of life. It was truly a jackpot. I have to use them now. Soon, 10 reversal cards began to disappear, one after another. Meanwhile, winds gusted and clouds rolled wildly over the gazebo, while a tremendous amount of energy gathered into a whirlwind and poured into Zhou's body. Zhou could clearly feel the restoring of his life force, and it was stronger and more copious than what he had experienced before. Gradually, his sagging skin began to firm up, and his stiff limbs had also become more flexible than before. The addition of 3,000 days of life seemed to have injected a tremendous vitality into his body. For a long time, Zhou immersed himself in the comfortable feeling. Ever since he had traveled to this world, he had not had such a pleasant feeling, the feeling of being young. Even his white hair were flecked with gray now. He also felt that the activities in the sea of Qi and Dantian, which were filled with energy brought by the 3 condensing flowers avatar, Although it was nowhere near as much as the energy brought by the peak form experience card, it was still far stronger than before. Moreover, the avatar had also increased his cultivation base to the chi refining and soul forming stage of the sense condensing realm. Name: Zhou. Race: human. Cultivation base: the chi refining and soul forming stage of the sense condensing realm. Merit points: 54. Avatar: 3 condensing flowers. Remaining life: 4,509 days. Items: G Tiandao Peak Form Card X2, Critical Block Card Passive, X3 Wizard. Cultivation Techniques: 3 Scrolls of Heaven Writing. Note: the cultivating of the Heaven Writing is not the same as any other cultivation techniques in the cultivation world. The host can enlighten extraordinary power while reading it. Enlighten? Is this how the Heaven Writing is cultivated? Although Zhou could not cultivate any of the techniques in his memory, he had the experience and knowledge of cultivating them. Even then, this was the first time he had heard of such a cultivating method. In the world of Great Yen, cultivators began their journey with the tempering of their bodies. They stepped into the body-tempering realm, cultivated their tendons, bones, and skin, and broke through 9 stages into the mystic enlightening realm. Then they advanced to the 5 apertures of heart, mouth, nose, eye, and ear, the mystic enlightening realm, into the sense condensing realm, broke through the 3 stages into the Brahmasi realm, and finally opened 8 meridians and stepped into the divine court realm. A cultivator was considered a grand cultivator when he stepped into the divine court realm. There were only 3 levels of grand cultivators: the divine court realm, the nascent divinity tribulation realm, and the mysterious heaven saint realm. From the ancient times, cultivators who truly stepped into the mysterious heaven saint realm only existed in the legends. Nobody had seen them. It was said that only by stepping into this realm could a cultivator break free of the limit of lifespan and become immortal. Ji Tiandao was just 1 step away when he died in the gazebo. It was a pity. Open the quest menu. Current main quest: Tame the Villainous Disciples. Side quest number 1: Discipline the 8th disciple, Zhu Honggong. Side quest number 2: Investigate Zhou Jifeng. Executor: Duanmu Shang. It seems that at the moment, taming and disciplining villainous disciples and assigning tasks are the most important ways to obtain merit points. Zhou murmured to himself. He was thinking about how he could obtain more merit points. In addition to that, he could kill evil people. However, nobody would stand in front of him and let him kill without putting up a fight. Fortunately, he could still obtain merit points from the tasks completed by his disciples. Zhou suddenly thought of his disciples. The 8th disciple, Zhu Honggong, is rather slow-witted, so he should be the easiest to tame. But why hasn't he shown any loyalty to me? Judging from the information brought back by Mingshi Yin, the 8th disciple should have been incited by the 7th disciple. Old 7th was good at calculation, so if he wished to gain a foothold in the cultivation world, he should have already established a good connection with the eldest and 2nd eldest disciple. Zhou found it was far from enough to tame and discipline a certain disciple at a time. Only when his strength was improved could he deter his villainous disciples and those orthodox cultivators. But at present, his cultivation base was still too weak. It's a little tricky to solve the situation. Zhou shook his head. After all, Golden Court Mountain remained a major target for the world to attack. After pondering for a moment, he decided to study the Heaven Writing first and think about the rest later. For the next 2 days, he shut himself in seclusion inside Evil Sky Pavilion, studying the Heaven Writing while little Yuana waited outside for him come out of seclusion. Meanwhile, at the Derived Moon Palace, Yi Qianxin, the palace master of the Derived Moon Palace, lay on a mat behind a screen of gauze, gently waving the feather fan in her hand. She had a curvy and slender body, fair skin, and a small, comely face. Through her appearance, it was hard to imagine that this palace master was Yi Qianxin, who ranked 9th on the black roll and was the 6th disciple of the greatest old villain in the world. She opened her eyes slightly and looked at a figure outside the screen as she chuckled and said, "You should have left Golden Court Mountain long ago and not waited until now. Senior sister." The figure was Zhao Yu, who was ranked 20th on the black roll, and was the fifth disciple of the great villain. Well, I was not as lucky as you, junior sister. I thought I could get something from that old thing. But I didn't expect him to be so stingy. Ever since he left the sect, he has never trusted us, said Zhou.